Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Breakfast Daily, and right now we're about to have a conversation, a very important conversation. Remember that today is actually the official launch of the I Stand Against Galamsey campaign, and it's a bold initiative aimed at raising awareness and mobilizing efforts to combat destructive practices of illegal mining that is also known as Galamsey. So in the studio with us today is Samuel Atta-Mensah, who is our managing director here at ChannelOne TV and City FM, and we are actually going to explore the importance of this campaign, the role of media in creating change, and the future vision of this initiative. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are
welcome.
you?
Thank you. Good morning.
Did you have a good weekend?
Well, it's work in progress.
Work in progress, okay.
Yeah.
So I started against Galamsey. It's a very bold declaration and a bold position. We begin the campaign at 10 a.m. today. Tell us what this is about. I mean, of course, it says standing against Galamsey, but why this initiative and why the importance of this initiative?
So we are just embarking on a 6-hour non-stop campaign.
Today?
Today, yes.
Wow.
What is happening is not a launch. Is a 6-hour non-stop campaign. And we are working together with the organizations, labor organizations, industry associations, professional bodies that have taken a stand against Galamsey. All of them will be in the studio today to articulate and reinforce their demands to the politicians and to government. And so what we have done is we have raised a platform to put everybody together in an integrated approach to reinforce the demand. And that's what we are going to do. So each one of them will have a voice this morning, adding voices to their letters and the scripts that they have put together. So that's the nature of the campaign. So from 10 a.m. we will start, and in the process we'll also be showcasing the sights and sounds of the real damage that has been caused to our environment through irresponsible mining. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what it's about.
Okay. Now, you have made several trips around the country. You've seen so many different places. The most recent one is Achim Esium. Talk to us about what you saw. And as bad as we knew it was it what you were expecting?
Well, you're right. We've been to a lot of places where the environment has been compromised through irresponsible mining. Our last would be Achim Esium. And Achim Esium, because of what we saw as the uprising of the youth of the town, to take a stand against irresponsible mining. I think basically that's what it was. And true to what we saw, we experienced it, where the town itself has been encroached through irresponsible mining. In some cases, is a real sense of Galamsey, as we know. In some cases, it's being done by small-scale mining companies that have been, if you like, licensed. Okay, but regardless of how you look at it, whether you are licensed or not, I think the common denominator is how responsible your practice is. And that's what we are fighting. For us, we are not technical to start isolating one that is small scale, one that is big scale, one that is... That's not our concern. Ours is whether you have been licensed or not. Are you doing it in a responsible manner or it's hurting the environment? And if it's hurting the environment, we are ready to fight you. That's what we are saying.
Wow.
And so the powers that be that are in charge of granting licenses should do a rethink of the whole processes and the whole chain within which people are working.
Right, right. So let's talk about the role of media when it comes to, fighting this menace. Why do you think it was important for Channel One to actually say, you know what, let's give all these groups a platform to voice out their frustration, or let us help them amplify, their voices?
Yeah, because you see, we all recognize that the real media fight against Galamsey was started by us.
Yeah.
Some years ago, way ahead of all the other media houses. Thankfully, some media organizations came together to form the media coalition, which also took it to another level. And then government also took over, and this is what we see. Now, a good number of the organizations that have sent out messages got in touch with us as a response to the call on the City Breakfast Show for bodies, associations, labor organizations to show, if you like, showcase their stand. So it was actually in response to a call on City Breakfast Show a week today, actually, when Bernard Able went out and challenged them to speak up. So this is what brought out the messages. As at yesterday, we had almost 56, in fact, we had 56 organizations, associations, and professional bodies that had issued statements.
Right.
And we are going to line all of them up today, the whole day, to give, as you said, to amplify their demands and to also give government the opportunity to rethink their approach to this. I must say that it's not such a straightforward equation, It's not, even if government use Operation Halt, Operation whatever,
Galamstop,
this time around is not the nomenclature that does the work, and it's gotten a bit more complex than before. And we have said that no matter what government does, no matter the approach that they take, there's nothing we can achieve if we are not going to actively engage the chiefs. You can't do anything without the chiefs. And that's not to say that the chiefs are saints in this matter. Some chiefs are actually providing cover for some of these Galamsey people. In fact, that's the more reason why we need the chiefs. Government does not live in the communities with the Galamsey people, but the chiefs do. And so why don't you engage them, educate them, empower them, resource them? Because guess what? If you don't resource them,
somebody will.
The Galamsey people will resource them. And that's where we are going. And I think engaging the chiefs would have to even come ahead of engaging the police. Because the police are helpless if they don't get collaboration from the chiefs.
Now, I wanted to know your comments on this, that the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, during a forum with news editors on Wednesday, this is on the story we have here on ChannelOneNews.com, described the calls for a declaration of a state of emergency against the menace as draconian and far-reaching. Then the Deputy Minister also said that he labeled calls like this as misdirected.
Well, so the Lands Minister said it's draconian. Indeed, it is draconian.
And far-reaching.
Yeah, it is draconian, it is far-reaching, but that's what we choose. We choose, we actually advise them to use the draconian approach because people are hard at hearing, and including they themselves, because they have, over the period, used kids' gloves to deal with fire. So if it's draconian, so be it. So long as it will stop the hemorrhage. Okay? We experienced COVID and people died quick. Okay? We are experiencing a self-inflicted menace of this nature, a lot more people will die, but slowly.
Yes.
And so we need the draconian measures
Yeah.
to halt it. That's all we are saying. I mean, he feels it's draconian. Yes, it is draconian, but we insist that they should use the
Use that
draconian approach.
method. Fantastic.
So that's not. But as for the deputy minister and his comment, the least said about him, the better. The least said about him. To think that people are what did he say again?
He says he rejected calls for a blanket ban on all small-scale mining
that's
operations, labeling such calls as misdirected.
Oh, I mean, anything to use the word misdirected, it's actually unfortunate.
Yeah.
And he is rather misdirected. He, the minister, and he is misdirected to say that Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences are misdirected. How much school have you gone to point fingers at Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences? You don't talk like that in a crisis situation. You understand? You engage. You show respect. But, thinking that I am minister so I can talk anyhow is irresponsible. You understand? So what he needs to do is to call for engagement. Engagement. See how you can get a buy-in from all these organizations that have expressed their position on this thing. Unless he actually believes that he is wiser than everybody else. If he thinks he's wiser than everybody else, then he's on his own.
Yeah, maybe. So, beyond today, what's the plan?
Well, today shouldn't even be a reference point. This is work in progress. We're not going to see it concluded in 1 week, not even in 1 month, not even before elections. So we have to sustain the call, not just do the call, monitor its execution, and see the outcomes to the point. So, some people have called for a temporary ban, okay?
Yes.
Some people have called for radical approach and all that. But I'm just saying that the government will have to engage the chiefs, the youth in some of the areas. Look, this area we went to, Achim Esium. Now, Achim Esium is one of about 800 villages in that enclave.
Oh, wow.
It's just one of about 800 villages in that enclave. And I'm talking about the stretch from New Ebrim all the way to Etiwa East.
Okay, wow.
Stretching all the way to Kede Akwetia into Upon Nkrumah's constituency, coming around. Okay? That entire footprint where we call the oil palm belt of Ghana is under siege. Okay? So Esium is just one of several. And so if we want to deal with this, we should understand that it's not a hit and run approach. It's not a hit and run approach. We need to be really committed. And if that little space has almost 800 communities to deal with, you can guess what is happening in the western and in the Ashanti regions. And even this is not the only definition of Galamsey in the eastern region. The other parts, the Nsusu area is there, the getting to the Ashanti, which is the Asante Achim area is there, So it's actually gotten out of hand. But do nothing is not an option.
Reining it back in and getting our water bodies to recover seems like a rather daunting task, but we are determined.
No, getting our water bodies to recover is not a daunting task. It's a function of quality decision making. It's not calculus. It's not rocket science. You understand? It's a decision that somebody has to take. And because these are not lakes, they are not lakes. They are running rivers, which means that just 1 month, 1 calendar month of not disturbing the water
can
restore it. 1 month can restore it. But you see, you have, I mean, last night I was watching CNN, and I saw the reports from the Axim area from our Western Regional correspondent. I mean, right in the middle of the water, the river, they have mounted the chamfan, and they are just digging and drilling the river bed in the full glare of everybody. And people want us to believe that that is responsible mining. I mean, you see, I don't even want to talk about this small scale. We are small scale mining. Yes, you can be legitimate and do your own thing, but so long as it is hurting the environment, we have to stop you. We have to stop you. And that's what I'm expecting the government to do. You don't start by boxing everybody together. You start with the low-hanging fruits, those that are glaringly destructive, and you stop them.
Right. So this fight is actually beyond just us, the media, putting it out there. I want to ask, how can ordinary citizens actually take part of this campaign?
Well, ordinary citizens would have to, we have the hashtag that we're using. It's a campaign that you can involve yourself in. We have the Stop Galamsey Now hashtag, and we have the hashtag I Stand Against Galamsey, which we're using. There are other things that we'll be putting across as we embark on this campaign, which ordinary citizens can also lend their voices in support. You understand? So that's where we are going.
Now, I wanted us to sort of paint a more grim picture, if it's even possible, of the reality of what it means in the next maybe 2 to 3 years, 5 years, if we don't do anything about this. In terms of water security, that one seems more obvious, but then there's also the issue of food security as well.
Well, I think for that, I technically, I don't think I'm qualified to be dealing with that, but people have come into our studio and spelt it out for us. Was it last year or the year before? We had a round table here, and they told us where they actually painted the picture we are seeing today to us 2 years ago, right here. You understand? So I don't see where the magic is going to come from. You understand? They painted. They told us that it's water security under threat. Today we are seeing it. Ghana Water Company came to complain about it. Water Resources Commission, they were here with us. So who can say that we didn't know? And for any politician to say that is beyond them, if it's beyond you, as an appointed politician, if it's beyond you, nobody has forced you to take up the role that you are playing. Resign and go and stay at home, so that the president can appoint somebody else who can get the work done. If it's beyond you, why? You think we are marriage counselors to come and talk you into? No, if you can't do it, just go and stay at home. Say, Mr. President, as for this one, I can't do it, so that they can appoint somebody else. That's where we find ourselves.
Well, I think it's a very, very important call, and in the right direction. We're looking to have, like you said today, we're looking to have different bodies. They're all coming through.
They're all coming through from 10 a.m. Fred Duho will be hosting them, and all the way up until 4 p.m. non-stop.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a very serious investment of our resources and time.
Well, that's what we can do to bring it to the fore. We are not covering any political anything. We are dead to political news. If you think that you don't need the media, you're on your own. This is what the media can do, and this is exactly what we are doing.
All right. So, Ms., thank you very much for this. I think it's an amazing show of leadership. Because again, we always talk about people showing leadership, and this is what we are doing here as a station. And I want to say personally a big thank you to you for
Welcome.
showing leadership in
Thank
this
you.
regard.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we've been speaking to Samuel Atta-Mensah, who is our managing director right here at ChannelOne TV and City 97.3 FM. Remember that you can also be part of this campaign by using the hashtags I stand against Galamsey and say no to Galamsey. And do not forget to tune in right after Breakfast Daily. The I Stand Against Galamsey campaign is going to start, and you definitely don't want to be missing any part of this. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. Now it's time for us to check out our entertainment highlight of the day, and we'll be right back with more.